Hey everybody, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here. And in news so obvious, I can't believe I actually have to talk about this. Kind of logical. Russia, China, Iran, and North Korea really do love Microsoft's AI. Now, here's what's going on, and this is coming from Reuters. And this is kind of a harbinger for what I think is going to be a lot of this open platform type of software. Anybody can go sign up for ChatGPT and start asking it questions. So why can't state-sponsored hackers too? And that's what we're talking about. So let's dive in, because state-sponsored hackers from Russia, China, and Iran, as well as North Korea, have been using tools from Microsoft's backed OpenAI to essentially hone their skills as well as trick targets, according to a new report that was published yesterday. Now, Microsoft said in its report that it has tracked hacking groups affiliated with Russian military intelligence, Iran's Revolutionary Guard, and both the Chinese and North Korean governments as they have tried to perfect essentially their hacking campaigns using large language models like the ChatGPTs and Copilots of the world. Now, these programs, obviously we're talking about AI here, draw on massive amounts of text to generate human sounding responses. If you've ever worked with a ChatGPT or large language model, it is pretty amazing at how it can converse. Even though it can hallucinate and lie to you, it is pretty good, at least until it turns Terminator. Now, the company announced that basically that it found that as it rolled out a blanket ban on state-backed hacking groups using its AI products, that they discovered a lot of this stuff. Quote, independent of whether there's any violation of the law or any violation of terms of service, we just don't want those actors that we've identified, that we track and know are threat actors of various kinds. We don't want them to have access to this technology. That is according to Microsoft Vice President of Customer Security, Tom Burt, talking to Reuters for that publication. Now, Russian and North Korean, as well as Iranian diplomatic officials, did not basically return messages for comment from Reuters. China, though, their U.S. Embassy spokesperson Lu Pengyu said that it opposed, quote, groundless smears and accusations against China and advocated for the safe, reliable, and controllable deployment of artificial intelligence technology to enhance the common well-being of all mankind. Now, the allegation that state-backed hackers have been caught using AI tools to help boost their spying capabilities is likely to really underscore concerns that the rapid proliferation of technology and its potential for abuse is, quite frankly, going to be rampant. Now, we kind of expected this, unfortunately, because senior cybersecurity officials all across Western countries in the US and the European Union have been warning since pretty much last year that actors could abuse such tools, although the specifics have kind of not really been enabled. And this is something that I've talked about as well. Again, anybody can go sign up for ChatGPT, and if you understand how to get around the security controls, you can have it do things like write legal letters for you. So why not basically hone those phishing skills or hone those hacking skills, or have it create something that seems inert to ChatGPT, but you can turn malicious in terms of coding. And so here are some of the more specifics as to what these state-sponsored hackers have been doing on the platforms, according to Microsoft. So basically, hackers alleged to be working on behalf of Russia's military spy agency known as the GRU used the models to search, quote, various satellite and radar technologies that may pertain to conventional military operations in Ukraine. Now, Microsoft also said that North Korean hackers were using their models to generate content, quote, that would likely be for use in spear phishing campaigns. And here we are. Now, Iran, their hackers were learning on the models to write more convincing emails, according to Microsoft, at one point using them to draft a message attempting to lure, quote unquote, prominent feminists to a booby-trapped website. And that's one of the big things that we've seen in phishing. Oftentimes, as we're training on phishing, we say, hey, if it sounds like a Russian wrote it, it's probably not legit. Dear comrade, you have package at UPS. This is UPS official. No. Now ChatGPT basically uses American English or standard English if you're back from the old country. So these are things that are hugely, hugely issues. Now, with that, let's go to China, because Microsoft says Chinese state-backed hackers were also experimenting with large language models and, for example, asking it questions about rival intelligence agencies, cybersecurity issues, and quote-unquote notable individuals. In other words, they're seeing what it understands and how it gathers information. And oftentimes you can type in Microsoft's case, who was Bill Gates, and ChatGPT or Microsoft Copilot is more than happy to tell you all about Bill Gates and how much he's worth. So these are huge problems that we are going to see. And again, it's the same way an issue that we have with social media platforms. Russian intelligence can sign up for Facebook accounts and then start spewing disinformation everywhere on Facebook, and they do it. And we know they do it. And they've cut their reliability teams and safety teams that would be monitoring that kind of stuff, which is why Facebook, Twitter, et al. Are a hot mess. And so you start backing those Russian disinformation campaigns with essentially a large language model that can actually write scripts for you that sounds like a human wrote them in American English or English or, any other type of English variant that you've got. That makes it harder to spot. And so this is going to be a huge problem, not to mention the fact it can code for you as well, although sometimes the coding is off, as I've been experimenting with that also. So there you go. Huge problem. Not sure how we're going to do this, short of geo-blocking all of Russia, which, quite frankly, I'm surprised we're not doing right now, given that they literally launched a war in Ukraine, but I digress. So that's your news of the day, and quite frankly, it should disturb all of us. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP, where, again, the disinformation is going to get a whole lot better. Same with YouTube as well, where you should subscribe to me, because I'm not disinformation. I'm just telling you like it is. And as always, stay safe, stay online, and please attempt to stay private. Thanks, everybody.